It's right now 10:30, so welcome Biko community. We are going to do some modified yoga today. I'm Miriam Graham from Restore Motion Physical Therapy. We are a tenant in 5410 Edson in Rockville, Maryland, and really happy to be doing this project with you during COVID. So today, what I wanted to do, again, do an adaptive program. I've got a few props here. I've got a folding chair. I've got a strap that I can use to help get my leg closer to my body. And I've got a couple of rolled up blankets here on the floor, in addition to a couple of balls. If you have a tennis ball, this is a racket ball. It's a little bit smaller and softer, and that's a lacrosse ball, which is harder and more firm. I'm not expecting that you have all of this ready and waiting, but I did want to show you that we can do some adaptive postures with some of those tools. So let's go ahead and get started. If you have any questions, please go ahead and type those into the chat box. I'm gonna check that. And I earlier put my email address into the chat box. So if you have any questions, you can get a hold of me. Let's go ahead and get started with a half salute. So we're gonna stand at the edge of our mat, feet about hip width apart. Just come up nice and tall, engage your abdominals, open your chest, shoulders down. You're standing tall. The back of the neck is long and lifted, and the head is reaching towards the sky. We're just going to start with some breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. I'm going to have you soften your eyes and just set an intention for today's practice. We're not in a rush and we're not trying to compete with anything. So we're going to reach our arms up as best we can overhead. If one arm doesn't cooperate, you can bring it down to the shoulder. You're just lifting the chest, and then you're going to bend forward. And I'm bending forward as best I can. I could be doing this in a chair, and then come halfway up and forward fold. When you forward fold, you exhale. And then I'm going to inhale and sweep my arms up. But notice how I'm bringing them forward and my palms are up overhead and look up and then back down. So that's one half salute. We're going to do two more. This just builds strength for the practice. Inhale, lift up, look up. And exhale, go ahead and forward fold. We're exhaling because we're forward folding and letting the air out. And then we're going to come halfway up, straight back. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep those arms up and trying to look up. Long spine and come back down. This position is the start position. Long collarbones, chest lifted, abdominals in. Inhale, look up. Arms overhead. Bend forward. Try to keep a flat back. Hands down to the floor if you can do it. Lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep the arms up overhead. And back down to the start position. Good. So those were 3 half salutes, and we're just doing those to get started. So I'm going to have you in the practice that we did on Tuesday. The next posture is to bend forward at the hip and to grab the toes and to pull up on those toes and then bend forward. It's trying to deepen your forward fold. You can kind of toggle your knees back and forth to try to bring your chest closer to your shin, but we're going to do a modification for that. I'm going to use a strap sitting on the edge of your chair, and you can put the strap around your foot so that you're pulling back on your foot. And I notice my foot is in this position as opposed to pointing. I'm bringing right back. Smile, you guys, you're on camera, being recorded. Then come forward, yeah. Good. So I'm bending forward, trying to leave my bottom back towards the chair, and my chest is lifting forward towards that foot. And one more breath, inhale, shoulders down away from your ears. and exhale. Engage your abdominals and come back up to sitting. And now we're just going to switch legs. So I'm stepping my other foot in rather than having to lasso my foot again. So just stepping in. And so now I'm coming up nice and tall, lifting the chest just like I would if I were doing the full posture. And I'm trying to bring my chest towards my shin. And I'm gazing towards my toe, towards my big toe. Good. And we're going to inhale and exhale, shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Engage your abdominals so that you're holding your spine with your tight core muscles as you come back up to sitting upright. So the next posture in the series, we've just done the big toe pose. Now I'm going to have you, this would be the next posture. This would be putting the hand, I'm slipping my hand underneath my foot on both sides. And that's a little bit rough. So I'm going to bend my knees. And when I bend my knees, I'm able to get my chest and my thorax on my thighs. I'm going to try to keep my thorax there, resting on my thighs as I straighten my knees. Ooh, that's hard to do. And I'm just trying to keep it there, letting my head release. And I'm probably just going to be about there today. So notice my knees aren't all the way straight, because if I straighten my knees, my body comes away from my thighs. And the goal is to keep the body on the thighs as you come forward here. And again, for that, in the adaptation, you're just taking both legs in the strap at the same time, coming up nice and tall, because it's really about holding the chest and the core. And I'm just hinging at the hip to try to do a little stretch there. And pulling back on those ankles, keeping the chest lifted and the shoulders down. This is my forward fold. And breathe. And exhale. Soft neck, nothing's rigid. Inhale. And exhale. Good. One more. Inhale. Soften the eyes, soften the throat. And exhale. And engage abdominals, come back up, and we'll get rid of that. So the next pose in the series that we did on the faster class on Tuesday, I'm getting my days mixed up. I don't know if you all are having that. It's hard to know what day it is with COVID, right? All right, so I'm going to put my right leg on this chair. And from here, if I needed another chair to hold on to for balance, by all means do that. But right now I'm going to pretend that chair is there. I'm using this chair so I can get a little bit of a stretch in my thigh as I come forward. So I'm going to have you continue that. Put that leg on that side and make sure that you are coming up tall in the standing leg. Don't sink in your standing leg. Come up nice and tall. Engage your abdominals. Chest is lifted. Collarbones long. And we're just going to glide over towards the chair. And you might feel a stretch here in your inner thigh muscle, or you might feel it on your standing leg. So we're just lifting the chest as we come over to the side and come right back up. And now that you've gotten your chair and you know what posture we're going to do, we're going to stay there for 3 breaths. So we're going to shift over to the side and hold. And I'm on both feet, comfortably on both feet. I'm using my glute to keep my pelvis underneath me. I'm not sticking my butt out in the back. I'm tucking under with strong legs. Inhale and exhale. That's 2. And 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Good, that's 3. So we're going to come back down. One of the things I'm doing, I'm going to move the chair to the other side. You can just turn around if you want, but I'm trying to modify how many times we're putting our head up and down, because sometimes that makes people feel a little bit off, maybe dizzy or something, and we're just trying to do a little bit of a modification so we're not bringing our head up and down so much. So my leg is firmly on the chair. I'm up nice and tall on my strong standing leg, and I'm just going to glide my pelvis towards the chair. And I'm feeling a stretch in the inner thigh here, and maybe a little bit down there, but I'm fully on my balance. I'm not precarious. And I'm just keeping my hands at my waist. There we go. In triangle, again, this would involve the head, but I'm coming sideways with this arm up and looking up to my hand. Inhale and exhale. This will intensify the stretch of the leg that's on the chair. Inhale and exhale. Keep your shoulder down away from your ear. Last one, inhale and exhale. And engage your abdominals, come back up to upright and bring your leg down. Give yourself a little wiggle. So the next posture is revolved triangle, and we're going to do 2 different spinal twists. So I'm putting the chair so the back is facing you, so you'll be able to see me as I'm rotating. In the first one, I'm going to sit right on the edge of my chair. So I'm sitting on the edge of my chair, and I will lift in the body, and I'm thinking of corkscrewing my chest around to the back. I'm rotating around. So you see my shoulder blades. I'm using this hand on the chair to help me rotate. My other hand is on the outside of my knees as I'm rotating. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale, shoulders down, exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Good. So that's an open twist. I'm opening towards my, in this case, the left. Now we're going to reverse that twist. I'm still on the edge of my chair, coming up nice and tall in my body. I'm going to rotate my body now towards the chair back, and using the chair back for support, I'm going to rotate back, but now I get the help of using the chair back to rotate my body back. Inhale, lifting up towards the ceiling. Exhale, settling back down a bit. Inhale, feel the stretch intensify as you inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. And release, come back. So now we're going to do those stretches again, but I'm going to have you sit with your seat further back in the chair. So you're on the full chair. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me this time. And sitting fully on the chair, I'm going to take one hand and put it on the outside of my thigh. On the other hand is back here on the chair seat. I'm lifting my chest up. So I'm on my seat, but lifting up as high as I can. That requires abdominal control. Shoulders down, collarbones long. And I'm rotating to look over my shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Inhale through the nose and exhale. One more inhale and exhale. So when you sit further back, you should feel the rotation slightly different in your spine because your seat is stabilizing your lower spine. So it's making you rotate more in your thoracic area, as opposed to when you're on the edge of your spine, you can rotate more in your lumbar and your thoracic area. So that's why we're doing 2 different kinds. So now you're sitting upright on your chair, up nice and tall. We're going to go towards the back of the chair, and I'm using my hands on the chair back to rotate so that I'm looking over my shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Lifting up, inhale, and exhale, getting taller as I exhale. Inhale, shoulders down, and exhale. And rotate away. Good. So now we just need to switch to do the other side. So change sides, lifting our seats closer to the edge. We're going to go towards the outside, so I'm going to come towards you. One hand on the outside of my thigh, the other hand on the back of the chair. I'm lifting up, belly in, rotating away from my knees. Inhale and exhale. That's one. Shoulders down. Inhale and exhale. That's two. Lift your sternum. Inhale. That's your breastbone. Exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. And slowly come back to the other side. We're going to do an inside twist now. Lifting up, little wiggle. You should feel that you're moving a little bit more. Inhale, rotate back, lifting as you rotate, never forcing. You can use the chair back to help you. And you're looking over your shoulder. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. I misspoke. We're going to do one more. Inhale and exhale. Good. And then come back. And you're going to sit back in the chair. We're going to go for this twist towards the computer. Your hand on the outside, other hand on the chair. Lift your chest so that you're rotating tall. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, you're wringing your spine out like a washcloth. Exhale, coming up nice and tall. Inhale and exhale. Good. And now we're going to come back to the middle. Last twist, everybody. You're going to rotate towards the back of the chair, using the chair back. Lift your chest, lift the body. Rotate around. Inhale and exhale. In through the nose, get taller. And exhale through the mouth. Shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale. Come back. So now here we are at the edge of the chair. We've done the forward folds, we've done triangle, we've done some reverse. Now I think we should go ahead and transition to the floor. So if you can gather what you need to be comfortable on the floor, I'm going to keep the chair close by because I'm going to put my legs on it at the end of class so that I can do a little bit of Shavasana with the legs up, or if you had a wall that you could put your legs up on, that would be great. And I'm just going to leave my chair here so I can get it. And so now I'm going to transition to the floor. And if you need to use a pillow, that's fine. We're going to do some hip openers. So I'm coming down onto the floor. And let's go ahead and bring your knees to your chest. So knees to chest. And I'm just going to have you hold. You can either hold on the outside, you can hold underneath, and do a little bit of rocking back and forth, maybe about 3 to 5 rocking back and forth. And then you're going to do clockwise and counterclockwise circles. So let's go back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now let's do clockwise circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse. 1, 2, 3. You don't have to go as fast as I'm counting. I just want you to do rotation. It's like a little massage in your back. Good. So that is plenty. Go ahead and engage your abdominals as you put one leg down and the other leg down. I want you to be mindful of this area of your body because you actually need to use your core a great deal during yoga. It's not just about flexibility. Let's do a little bit more hip opening. I'm going to have you cross your left knee, your left ankle over your right knee. So you're crossing your left ankle over your right knee. And it looks like a figure 4 position here. There's a little space. And you're going to put your hands, actually I'm going to do this. You're going to put your hands through that space to pull your thigh back. So kind of like thread the needle. I'm keeping my neck nice and long. Don't let your shoulders ginch up. If you feel like you can't do that because your shoulders won't let you, you can use your strap or a tie or something to go around your thigh so that you can keep your shoulders down and back as you lift your thigh towards your chest. Now, you should feel that in your inner thigh and in the buttock. If you feel like you can't bring your leg closer to you, you can just keep this foot, in this case, my right foot on the floor, and push back on the thigh with your left arm. And sometimes you'll get a little bit of a stretch there. And breathe in. Exhale. And breathe in again. Exhale. And uncross. And now we're going to switch to the other side. So I'm crossing my right ankle over my left knee. And again, I can use my rope or tie around my thigh to help me bring this left thigh closer to my chest so I feel a stretch in the buttock back here or in the inner thigh. Shoulders should be down, neck should be soft. You don't want to strain in the body. If you don't need your rope, you can go ahead and bring that leg in just like that. This is great for sitting. I'm using my right elbow on my thigh to kind of push that thigh away from me while I'm bringing the left thigh closer to me. So my right thigh goes away, my left thigh comes closer. You get a little bit more of a stretch there. And breathe. So nice that it's sunny today. Engage your abdominal muscles. Go ahead and let that left foot come down, uncross the right. Give yourself a little wiggle in between postures. You might feel like you're a little bit taller today because we did all those rotations on the chair. The body really likes to have a little bit of rotation practice, and we usually slump forward and don't do that, so that's a helpful thing. Now we're going to do a stretch more for the adductor, the inner thigh. This is the happy baby yoga pose. So you're going to take your left leg and try to hold the back of the knee, and your aim is to bring your knee to your armpit, okay? So I'm trying to do it like that. If this is easy and you can get your leg like that, you're welcome to hold on to your ankle if you want more of a stretch, the side of the foot, or even your toes. So you're getting a stretch in the inner thigh, this area of the leg, and across the buttock, and even the perineum between those two sitting bones. So I'm holding onto my foot and bringing my knee back towards the floor by bringing my arm down, and I feel a nice stretch in here, okay? So this is happy baby on one side. We're gonna work up to do it on both sides. So doing this pose on both sides. Inhale and exhale, and again, it could look like this. Inhale and exhale. One more, inhale and exhale. Go ahead and bring that leg in. Engage your abdominals as you bring that leg down, so you're protecting your spine. Engage your abdominals as you lift this leg up. And right knee towards the right armpit. You're just lifting up, getting a nice stretch in there. I can hold behind my knee. I can hold my ankle or thigh area, shin area, or the foot. I can also go on the outside of the foot, just whatever you can get a hold of. Inhale and exhale. That's one. Inhale and exhale. Soften your eyes, soften your throat. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and engage your abdominals, bring that leg down. Give yourself a wiggle. Now, I really want you to engage your abdominals as you bring one leg up and the other leg up. You can do happy baby with both hands under your knees like this, or you go ahead and hold the outside. Sometimes if people have knee pain, this bothers them, so that's why I teach this as well. Really, I want you to get down close to those ankles, and right now I'm holding onto my ankle, but my elbow is pushing my lower leg away. So that creates a rotation in my hip, so I get more of a stretch in the internal rotators, or the external rotators rather, right? So I'm stretching in through here. I can hold on to my feet, just whatever's comfortable for you. you're thinking of bringing your knees back towards the table, or the floor in this case. If you need to, you can hold your ankles more in this diamond position here. This is fine too if you can't open your legs out like that. Just want to open those hips comfortably, and I'm just trying to give you a bunch of different ways to get there so that you'll be able to move along with the Tuesday class where we're trying to do a little bit more intense work. This is also nice and restorative. So we're going to breathe, inhale, and exhale. Breathe in through the nose. And as you exhale, try to swirl the air through your mouth. It makes kind of a sound. So inhale one more time, and exhale. Swirling through the nose. Engage your abdominals. Go ahead and let those legs come down, one leg and the other. And now we'll go ahead and try to stretch some of the side out and the buttock. I'm going to have you cross your left leg across your right knee. So left leg's coming across that right knee. And I'm trying to have my knees close together. So one leg across the other. If you can't quite get there, that's fine too, but work towards getting the knees across. You're going to use the weight of your left leg to pull your right leg over towards the left, towards the computer. And you're allowing the weight of that leg to open up the right side. So you might feel a stretch in the hip area. You might feel it in the waist or even the low back. I'm going to have you inhale through the nose. And as you exhale through the mouth, but you're swirling the air in the nose as you exhale. I'll talk more about that. Inhale and exhale is called Ujjayi breathing, and it's part of the yogic breathing. Inhale and exhale. I'm going to have you uncross your leg, engage your abdominals, bring your legs back up to the middle. Wiggle a little bit. We're going to do the other side. So you're crossing your right leg over your left knee, and using the weight of that right leg, you're going to go towards the right. And so you're feeling a stretch anywhere in through here. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale. And you're exhaling by closing, technically it's closing the glottis and swirling the air through the sinuses as you come out. So if you put your hand in front of your mouth, you won't actually feel the air come out of your mouth as you exhale. You're inhaling through the nose and exhale. Go ahead and uncross your leg and rotate back up. Give yourself a little bit of a wiggle. And let's work on doing some hamstring opening, because that's often a limitation in downward facing dog and some of the forward folds. So I'm using my strap again. If you don't have a strap, you can just grab a hold of your leg, like this, like that. All right. I'm going to use the strap for those folks who have it. I'm lassoing the strap around my foot, and I'm going to extend my leg as far as I can comfortably so that I feel a little bit of stretch in the back of the leg. I'm keeping this knee bent because it just keeps my back in a comfortable position so I'm not straining. If you're feeling really frisky today, you can go ahead and straighten that leg out. That gives you a little bit more of a stretch, but I'm going to demonstrate this today. So I'm stretching the back of my leg gently by toggling my knee bent and straight, and that lets the hamstrings wake up. Now, if you're more flexible, it might look like this as you're doing that. That's fine. That's great. You get extra yogi points. but it's totally cool if your leg is down here. That's wonderful. You want to work on your edge. The other thing I want you to do is think of flexing your ankle and your foot back and forth. You might feel more of a stretch when your nose are towards your toes. Now, what if you feel real burning behind your knee? You can go ahead and bend that knee, and that'll take some of the burning away. I want you to work with your body, not against it. Those hamstrings will lengthen. Just got to work with it. So now we're going to switch legs. I'm bending my knee a little bit, and I'm engaging my abdominals before I pick up my other leg to step into the rope. That way I don't have to lasso, and then this other leg comes down. So from here, I'm keeping my shoulders down, my neck long, my jaw soft. Gonna straighten that leg as best I can. Bend and straighten that knee to elongate the back of the leg, those hamstrings. And then I'm gonna have you continue to do that. It could look like this maybe. And now you're gonna hold the leg relatively straight and pump that ankle back and forth about 10 times, just seeing if anybody has any questions. So far, we look pretty good. Remember, you can use the chat feature if you need to ask me something. We've done the hamstring lengthening on your right side. Now we're going to work on the adductor and the hamstring together. The inner thigh and the back of the leg share some attachments by the sit bones. And so I'm actually going to set it up this way so you can see what I'm doing. Here's a question. I'm using a towel roll that I have, and I am going to, these are actually blankets that I'm using. If you had a wall that you could, like, pretend I'm the wall, where you could slide your hips up to the wall, that would be great. But I find working with people, a lot of people don't have a wall that's clear where they can rest their legs on the wall. So that's why I'm trying to show this adaptation with the towels. So back to the strap, I'm gonna lie down, and we're doing basically the same position that we just did. I'm switching to my left leg now. So I'm lassoing my foot around the loop here, and I'm gonna let my leg come over to the side, but I'm using this towel or bolster to support my leg so that I can relax. If it's really tight, it hurts and you're struggling. So taking a few towels or blankets to the side so you can rest your leg on it, that can be really helpful. Again, if you had a wall, an imaginary wall here, you could put your legs up on the wall, and that's a really nice stretch. But again, even if I had the wall, if I'm not feeling that I can let my muscles relax, then I'm gripping the muscle a little bit and it makes it more difficult. So having the bolster like this, it gets you into a supported relaxation so you can do that on and off that we did with the hamstring just a moment ago. On and off. My back is supported, my neck is supported. I'm gonna go on and off with my foot here, just gently, and I'm breathing. My shoulders are away from my ears. My collarbones are long, and my neck is soft. Good, and now let's go ahead and bend that knee, come back down to the start position, and I'm just gonna move. We're gonna put these bolsters are on the other side, because I know a lot of you probably don't have those bolsters, but I'm taking the leg and I'm just letting it come to the side where it can go comfortably. I'm getting an inner thigh stretch, but I'm also getting a hamstring stretch back here. This is going to help with big toe pose in the full series where we come up to the side, and I'll remind you what that is. So I'm bending and straightening the knee a bit and breathing and softening my shoulders and my eyes, and then keeping the knee relatively straight and going ahead and doing the ankle back and forth to get a little bit of stretch. And you're going to stay there and hug your knees. And I'm going to remind you that that's going to get you to be able to do the big toe pose where you're holding on to your big toe and bringing it to the side. Whoop, my balance isn't quite up. I need to be on something more firm. Keep the idea. We're going to be here because we were doing that other post, okay? So all of these things will help you get stronger so that you can participate more fully. This is a great yoga practice. And I'll talk a little bit more about breath last time. I think I left a lot of questions, probably more than answers. But if you have any other thoughts, go ahead and send them to me. And thank you so much for joining me today for Biko Yoga. Have a great day. Stay if there's a question or two.